Lineup. This is WHIO.
I'm looking for the dude by the name of Todd.
He's a local boy.
He's a clever boy.
He's got the microphone.
He's got all the firepower he needs, and he ain't afraid to use it.
We heard about your broadcast.
Woo! It's like Fruit Loops.
Okay, let's get this started.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
I love cheese. 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 I really love the cheese.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream up on Facebook and YouTube. You can watch along and listen and watch. It's right there on the YouTube. It's right there on the Facebook. Just don't do that when you're driving. I've had a few people call me and say, hey, I'm watching the show and I'm stuck in traffic. But don't. Just be careful. Watch when you get home. Tonight on the show, we've got, oh my gosh, we've got alien news. We've got creeper news. We've got flying the unfriendly skies. We've got some Dammit dog stories, a Guinness World Record. And if that weren't enough, it's Wing It Wednesday. And we're going to be talking to a gentleman by the name of Roy Boomershine. I love that last name. He's from the Boomershine Skills Center in Springfield. So we're going to talk to him coming up just after 6:30 tonight for Wing It Wednesday. But let's get to our dog stories to start. Usually we don't start with dog stories, but every once in a while, something comes across my desk and I'm like, yeah, that's a good one.
I'm a good dog. I'm a good dog. Yes, I'm a good dog. 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 I'm a real, well, what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm a real good dog. See, I'm a good dog. I'm a good dog. I'm a good dog.
So we actually have two. We have a good dog story, and then we have a Dammit dog story. Sort of balance things out. But I thought this one it's kind of interesting because my wife and I, maybe a couple weeks ago, we started watching a show on the Apple TV called Severance. And it has to do with this unusual business, weird business, where people, they work there, but when they go into work, they get into an elevator and their brain is zapped because they've got like a little electrode buried in their brain, and they lose their memory from everything that's on the outside. They go in, they work, they do their thing, and then when they leave at 5 o'clock, they go into the same elevator, and it gets zapped again, and then they're back in the real world. And they don't know what they do at this business, but they work there. And it's called Severance, and it's actually very entertaining. It's produced and directed by Ben Stiller. It's got Adam Scott. It's got Patricia Arquette. But the point of this whole story and that TV show is that there was a Reddit post that popped up probably a month or so ago where people were starting to report that their dogs who were in the room while they were watching Severance, they're sitting there on the couch, you know, they're watching the TV show, they're on the big screen, the dog's laying next to them, and the dogs were reacting. They were having some sort of strange response to this TV show. Now, when Mary and I watch Severance, the dogs are in there with us, Luna and Lily, and I've not really noticed that they are affected by the show. Now, sometimes, not just with Severance, but sometimes whatever show we're watching, you might hear this. Yeah, a doorbell. And if your dogs are anything like mine, they go berserk. They kind of look at each other for a moment, and we're like, did you hear that? I think I did. That kind of thing. And a lot of dogs do that. A lot of dogs, when they hear that high-pitched sound or a doorbell or whatever, they automatically respond. But the people that have been watching this Severance are saying that it's not just sounds like that. It's movements on the screen they work in an office on the show that's very, very white. Like all the walls are white, and sometimes there's very bright lights and there's sound effects. And it's just, it's a very interesting show, but dogs are responding and reacting to what they're seeing on the screen. So I was curious if there are shows, specific shows, that maybe you've noticed your dogs reacting to. And it might not just be dogs. I mean, I guess it could be cats too, or any animals. There have been times when we have caught Lily more so than Luna. Lily would be sitting on the couch and she's looking at the screen. And you can tell like she's transfixed on it. And I've always wondered, it's like, well, what is she thinking? What is she's obviously seeing the same thing, but she doesn't see the world in the same way as I do, right? I mean, just visually, she's not seeing all the bright colors and all of the different things that we humans see. Dogs I don't think they see that. I've always heard that they basically are seeing in like, I don't know, black and white or something like that. And that they have no sense of time. Right. So, I don't know what she's seeing. I don't know that she's engaged with the show. I do remember years ago that Bill Murray Christmas movie, Scrooged. And in that film, there was this notion that was floated where they were going to start a network for pets. That pets watching TV was an untapped demographic. And I remember at the time, everybody sort of laughing at that. Well, they have that now. They have TV channels, cable channels. They're probably like apps or something that you can download on your smart TV for your dogs. Maybe your cats too, but specifically the ones that I've seen are for your dogs. And whether it be dogs up on the TV doing something, sort of like the puppy bowl kind of deal, or it's just sounds, or it's the outdoors, something that soothes them, something that relaxes them. But I'm curious if anybody has witnessed this with their dogs. Is there a specific show that maybe they react to the most or like to watch? Now, sometimes when we leave the house and we put the dogs in their little playpens, they each have their own playpens. We don't let them just run loose in the house when we're gone, but they're in their playpens. We don't put the TV on. Sometimes we put on a podcast. Usually it's the Evening Edge with Todd podcast. They love that. They love that show. But I'm just curious if anybody has a TV show that maybe they've noticed their dogs react to more than others. 937-457-1290. Now we have this Dammit dog, and this is
Adventures of Dammit Dog.
Dammit dog!
This is like a quintessential Dammit dog story. So this happened Monday down in Memphis, Tennessee. It was around 4:00 in the morning, and the cops were called to a house in a suburb of Memphis on a report of a gunshot. So cops show up, and it turns out that there was a guy in the house, and he told the cops that he was in bed with his wife. Well, female friend. Let's just call it that. And it was around 4:00 in the morning, and at some point, his pit bull puppy named Oreo jumped up on the bed. And I don't know where you keep your gun. Maybe you keep it on your bed while you're sleeping with a companion. But that's where this guy keeps his gun. Well, the dog jumped up on the bed, and according to the homeowner, the dog's paw got stuck in the gun's trigger guard and ended up hitting the trigger. The gun went off. The victim was grazed by a bullet in his upper left thigh and was taken to the hospital in non-critical condition. Now, that's what they say happens. So Until we know different, we just have to assume that, yes, this guy was shot by his dog, right? But here's the twist. According to police, the man's female friend left the house with the gun before they arrived. So I'm just curious. I'd like to know. I hope they do some deeper investigation on this, because I wonder if, in fact, maybe he does keep his gun on top of his bed while he's in the bed. What if it was him or his female friend that rolled over on the gun and somehow that caused it to go off? It could happen. But they blamed it on the dog, which is typical. It's like when somebody passes gas in the bed, you blame it on the dog. It's not your fault. It's not her fault or his fault. It's the dog. You blame it on the dog. And I'm guessing that there's a possibility that maybe that's what happened here. Because I don't know how small a pit bull puppy's paw is. And I don't know what particular kind of gun this guy had. But I guess it's possible that a paw could get stuck in the trigger, the little trigger guard, and hit the trigger and the gun goes off. I'm not sure I believe that. If that's the case, why did she leave with the gun? That's my question. But the victim says that both Oreo and the homeowner is doing okay. 937-457-1290. Let's see. Sharon in Tip City. Hey, Sharon.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
I was just wanted to comment on the story about dogs watching TV. I had a coworker who had 4 dogs, and so they could see the TV because they like to watch QVC.
QVC, really?
Yes.
I wonder if it was like an ASMR thing for dogs, because I can see where QVC might be very soothing. You know?
I don't know. We always thought it was funny. And what's so funny is the owner was a big shopper. So I don't know if that's why they like to watch QVC, because that's what they saw their mom doing.
Could be the dogs became brainwashed.
That's right, yeah.
It could be like you got pretty ladies up on the screen going, look at this lovely blouse. You would look great in this blouse, or something like that. And maybe that was just sort of, the dogs were just like, their happy space. Their happy space.
Yes.
All right, Sharon. Now, let me ask you, did you hear the story about the guy had the gun on his bed and he's blaming the pit bull for shooting him?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, doesn't my scenario seem more plausible?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't. You don't blame the dog because you got shot, because you're the idiot who left the gun on the bed.
Correct.
Especially
yes,
if you and your female friend are in the bed.
Yes. Or maybe the woman shot him and they blamed the dog so she wouldn't get arrested.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm thinking. She left with the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watch Dateline enough that sounds.
That's exactly right. I've been watching a lot of Dateline recently, and that sounds exactly like a Dateline plot for sure, Sharon. All right.
Keith Morrissey, look into it.
Yeah, thanks for your call. I appreciate it. 937-457-1290.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper. It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
All right, everybody. What's going on? Welcome to Hump Day. Well, I mean, Hump Day's been going on for a while, but oh man, oh man, oh man. What a gorgeous day. Exactly, Ron. Hey, William, how you doing? Thanks for watching. Kristen, your husky likes Yellowstone or Huskered. Is that what it's called? A Huskered? Never heard of that. What is that? Is that really a... Oh. Oh, good. I'm glad, David. I know, Ashley. Super sketchy. I ain't buying it. Don't blame the dog. Don't blame the dog on that. Thank you, Jeff. I'm glad to be back too. It's Wednesday. It's Wing It Wednesday. Wing It Wednesday. Da 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 da. Man, I have to be honest with you. I haven't been to the A&W root beer stand in a long time. I didn't make it there a couple weekends ago when they had their fried bologna special. I wanted to stop, but we got distracted with some other stuff. But we used to go there all the time when I was a kid. I thought getting a foot-long hot dog was like about the greatest thing on earth.
The U.S. takes ceasefire terms to Russia. We'll have the latest at 5:30 now. Back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
At best, you're an underachiever at a local radio station.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, had a story about a dog, actually a couple of dogs, responding in unusual, weird ways to the TV show on Apple TV called Severance. Things that are happening on the screen, sounds, shapes, flashing lights. People are reporting that their dogs are acting odd when watching that show. So I just asked the question, like, well, what kind of reactions do your dogs give when they're watching TV? Because I'm sure many of you have dogs that watch TV. Andy in Dayton. What's up, Andy?
Hi, yes. I wanted to talk about that technology that's causing that. It's called ultrasonic cross-device tracking.
Right? What is it called?
Ultrasonic cross-device tracking.
Wow.
So what they're doing is they're playing a sound through the TV that you cannot hear, but the microphone on your phone or on your laptop or on your tablet will pick it up.
Really?
That sound or that code that it broadcasts is unique to the show that you're watching and the device that you're watching it on. So they can link those things together.
Okay.
For the purposes of tracking your actions.
Well, that's creepy. But how do the dogs hear that? Is it a sound?
It's like a dog whistle, right? It's all.
Oh, okay.
So also, this can be used to geolocate you. So if you are creeped out by that, I would recommend going through all of your apps on your phone and figuring out which ones have the microphone permission and which ones truly need it.
Right. And then turn them off.
Turn them off.
Turn them off. Interesting. Well, Andy, I had no idea they were doing that. So thank you.
You're welcome.
I learned something tonight on the Evening Edge. That doesn't happen very often. Thanks for your call, buddy. I appreciate it.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Man, we got some smart edgeheads out there. Holy cow. Huh. Leslie, I did not get your message, but I did see that story earlier today, and I actually have it on my pile of stuff. I don't know if I'll get to it tonight, but I did see that. A 5-inch long turtle in his pants. Oh, that was you on the phone, Kimberly. I'm sorry. Let's see. The cat would go fishing on the tablet. It was designed. He would paw and catch them. I got you. Cool. Well, I appreciate that, Leslie. Yep, I got it. I got the story.
Anytime. Now, back to America's most powerful talk lineup. This is WHIO.
Don't give me that politics, Jazz. It's not my racket.
People are tired of hearing nothing but doom and despair on the radio.
Everyone just relax, all right? The problems of the world are not in my department. Now, who would like a cookie?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream up on Facebook and YouTube. talking about TV shows that your dogs, or I guess even cats could do it, but usually I think of dogs, react, when they're watching. I've got a story that dogs all throughout the country, I don't know how many for sure, are reacting to the TV show Severance, which is on Apple TV. Whether it's the sound, the visuals, flashing lights, whatever it is, people are reporting that their dogs are responding and reacting. One guy says that his dog, whenever he hears the music, just goes and gets in his bed. It's like clockwork. He hears the piano playing at the beginning. The dog just gets up and goes and gets into his bed. Very, very odd. Very, very odd. So maybe you've got a TV show that your pet responds to. My buddy Cal on the live stream, he helps me keep track of all the cars in the buildings, just mentioned that Channel 7, I guess, did a tease or something about a vehicle into a building. But we don't have any details. And there hasn't been a news report on it yet. So we're watching, we're looking, we're investigating, we're digging deep. But if we get that confirmed, that would be number 19 for the year. 937-457-1290 is our number. Let's see, Derek in Kettering. Hey, Derek.
Hey.
What's happening, man?
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. What's going on?
Hey, my dog, ever since a puppy, has watched golf religiously.
Golf?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if it's the birds and the squirrels that they make noises with or the actual hitting of the golf ball, but
well, it could be a little bit like, I don't know if you heard the woman call in who said that she had a friend whose dog loved QVC. And I can kind of imagine in my mind that golf, again, a little bit like QVC, could be a little ASMR-ish, where it's like, he's bending over the ball and he's lining up his putts. And, and the dogs are just sort of like, wow, man, this is relaxing,
Yeah.
It could be. Now, do they get up close to the screen, or are they just sitting on the couch with you?
She just sits on the couch and will watch it for hours. I mean,
wow.
Ever since she was a puppy, it's the most bizarre thing.
That's awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for that, Derek. I appreciate that. Let's see. Kim in Kettering. What's up, Kim?
Hey, how's it going, Todd?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
I'm doing pretty darn good. I'm off work, so yay. So, yes, I have two stories to tell you.
Okay.
I have a pit bull.
Okay.
And she is addicted to One Chicago.
One Chicago. What is that?
Chicago Med, Fire, and BB.
Oh, okay. Is that a CBS show or? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I don't even remember. Anyway, she'll be laying down, and as soon as Chicago Med starts, she just sits right up.
Like she recognizes the theme song and everything, or
there's not even a theme song to it.
She just senses it, or she feels it, or maybe it's what that guy called in about and said there's some sort of ultrasonic signal that's going out over your TV that the dog picks up. Maybe that particular signal intrigues your pup.
It could be. I don't know, but it's so funny when exciting things start happening on there. She'll start stomping her feet.
Right. Now, has she ever tried to change the channel?
No.
Oh,
no.
okay.
No. And then I've got a cat who is addicted to football. Now,
really?
he'll sit there and he'll watch it with me, and every now and then he'll jump up on the stand there.
Yeah.
And he'll try to swat the football down.
That's funny. So he gets right up close to the TV.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He touches the screen trying to knock it down.
Wow. Now, let me ask you this, Kim. Would you say that what's your cat's name?
Angel.
Angel. Would you say that Angel is more of a Browns fan or a Bengals fan?
I think he's just a football fan.
Just in general?
Because it doesn't matter what
doesn't
game
matter.
we have on. Yeah.
I would think he'd be a Bengals fan just because of the cats, but
one would think.
Yeah, you would think. All right, Kim, appreciate your call. Let's see. Wayne and Carlisle. Hey, Wayne, what's going on? Wow, boy, that's a neat sound. What's up, man?
My dog goes absolutely ballistic, barking and growling at the TV to the theme song from the Andy Griffith Show.
It's the whistling.
It's the whistling.
It's the whistling. Yeah.
But no, he hates it.
Oh, wow. Does he go and hide, or he just starts barking and howling?
No, he just gets right in front of the TV and starts barking and growling.
Wow. I can see that, though. I guess it's sort of like it's like I played earlier. It's like when dogs hear that, they just go ballistic, right? And I bet people who are listening right now at home and their dogs are freaking out because of the doorbell. Stop that, Todd. Stop that. Okay. All right, Wayne.
Just enticing them.
Yeah. Appreciate your call, buddy. Have a good one. We got some creeper news.
Crazy creep. Bunch of weirdos.
Sounds like a creep to me.
Whack job. You know what? You're starting to creep me out, man.
Your move, creep.
You little creep.
Well, this is really super creepy, and it's super scary. This happened at a TJ Maxx. An employee was arrested and is facing charges that he was taking video of a woman trying on clothes in the fitting room. Now, before you panic, it wasn't a TJ Maxx in Dayton. However, it was a TJ Maxx in Columbus. So, there could be people that make that trek from Dayton to Columbus to go to TJ Maxx. We have our own TJ Maxxes, but sometimes, I'm sure some of you have been there. This was the TJ Maxx on Graceland Boulevard up in Columbus. Cops say that as soon as the woman saw the cell phone, she started screaming and went for managers. I guess she was in a fitting room, and he was probably with the phone, putting it underneath the door. What a creeper. He was charged with voyeurism, which is a misdemeanor. Well, I'll tell you what, I feel like it should be more than that. Don't you think? I feel like it should be more than a misdemeanor. I mean, that's just a violation of privacy that, man, that goes beyond the pale. First, the suspect denied recording the woman, but then later changed his story. He went on to admit that he's done this on multiple other occasions, which of course means there are victims out there that were recorded and have no idea. So that's scary. 937-457-1290 is our number. Let's see. What do we? Oh, we've got this one. I posted this story. This is
Guinness World Records America.
World record.
You're looking at a guy who's going to set a new world record.
That's another world record.
And this is probably one of the strangest world records that I've ever talked about on this show. So you may have heard of a condition that it's very, very rare, very rare. It's called the werewolf syndrome. And it's a condition where people have lots of hair growing on their face, much like you would think of a movie werewolf, because werewolves aren't real. But this particular person, he's 18 years old. His name is Lalit Patidar, and he's from India. And he's had this condition. He was born with this condition. There's only been about 50 documented cases worldwide, and not just in recent history. According to the folks at Guinness, since the Middle Ages. So let that sink in for a second. Since the Middle Ages, there's only been 50 people documented with the werewolf syndrome. But he apparently holds the record for having the hairiest face. The way they did it is they took him to a doctor who studies this, and they measured it. He cut a 1 inch, I guess, or a square centimeter. Yeah, because this was done in Europe. It's that metric system. But they took a square centimeter of his face, and they cut the hair out, and then the doctor counted the hairs. And he has 201.72 hairs per square centimeter on his face. I've posted a picture on my Facebook page. You got to check it out. It's not like some crazy National Enquirer story. This is the real deal. And this guy has a face mane of hair. It's unbelievable. Guinness officials called it a 1 in a billion condition. Lalit, again, that's his name, is being celebrated now, but he says it wasn't always the case. Of course, when he was going to school, kids made fun of him. But he says now he's embracing it. And he has his own YouTube channel. So you can watch and follow along Lalit's life with werewolf syndrome. But he set a world record, a Guinness World Record. And really, I mean, that is like the strangest world record that I've ever heard of. Let's talk to Mike and Laura. Hey, Mike.
Hello, Todd. How are you?
I'm well. What's happening?
Oh, I was just getting home, and I was listening to callers talk about animal stories watching TV. And
yeah.
I rescued a kitten here about 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's been raised more like a human than a cat. And she enjoys watching professional golf.
Well, see, we just had somebody else mention that they like watching golf.
I thought it was when they were putting and stuff. And I watch her watching TV.
Yeah.
And no, she'll watch them. She watch them tee off, and she watch them hit their approach shots, and watch them putt on the green, and
yeah.
And she'll do that. You know, her attention span isn't great, but she'll be there for 15, 20 minutes on the coffee table watching TV.
That's pretty good. I think that's longer than I could get my wife to watch golf on TV, 15, 20 minutes. So, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Mike. I appreciate your call, buddy. We need to find a dog that likes wrestling. There's got to be some dogs out there that just really get into WWE.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper.
It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize.
You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Oh. Well, I forgot. I've got a guest on, so I don't have the camera set up. But I will. I promise I will be honest. That went in. That went in. Dee. Dee. Dennis, I can explain that. People are watching. There's delays. Not everybody's watching the same feed. Some people are on a delay. It just depends on when you started watching. Quite often I'll ask a question based on something somebody says, and 3 minutes later I get an answer. And it's just because they're on a delay. Or she has powers, that's true.
Plumbing Studios. Breathe easy. Choose McAfee. Call today or visit mcair.com. This is WHIO Dayton and WHIO FM Pleasant Hill. All news, all the time.
Rain returns to the Miami Valley this weekend. We'll have the latest at 6 o'clock. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
From a psychological standpoint, the radio station represents a link to normalcy.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. You know, over the last 5 or 10 years, the name Karen has sort of become pejorative. And a lot of people named Karen can't stand that. You know, Karen now stands for somebody who thinks they're entitled. You see it on social media, the whole deal. A bunch of Karens. Look at that Karen. Well, it's going to get even worse if we make it to the letter K this summer when it comes to hurricanes. Number 11 on the list is Karen. Hurricane Karen. It could happen. Right before that, Hurricane Jerry. Jerry and Karen, back to back. Hopefully we won't get that far, but I bet we do. 937-457-1290. Taylor in St. Mary's. Hey, Taylor.
Hi.
Hey, what's happening?
Nothing. First off, I just want to say I love your show, and I listen to it every night on my way to work.
Well, thank you so much. And you'll be happy to know, Taylor, your name is not on the hurricane list for 2025.
Oh, well, that's good.
They went with Tanya, not Taylor.
Oh,
yeah.
All right. Oh, I work with the Tanya, so that sounds perfect.
Well, rub it in her face.
I will.
So what's happening? Hello? Taylor? Taylor? What happened, Taylor? Taylor's gone. Oh, no. What happened to Taylor? She's going to talk about Cat watching TV. I'll put her on hold. Maybe she'll come back into the signal. We'll see. All right. Well, we'll get back to her after this.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper. It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
That was weird. Thank God she's okay. Captain Scurvy, did you see my message? My text? Lana, she's doing okay. She went to the doctor today for just a regular checkup, and she seems to be okay. She doesn't, she woke up this morning and she felt fine, so maybe it was just the change in weather here. I mean, it was, it was like 40, 50 degrees over the weekend, and now it's 70 something. So maybe just the change in weather. Yep. $75 degrees. What? $75 hot rocket degrees. 75. It's 75.
Our next scheduled news in less than 15 minutes and immediately when it breaks. I'm Ron Otto, 1290 at 95.7 WHIO. Dayton's news and talk depend on it.
If news breaks, we break in anytime. Now, back to America's most powerful talk lineup. This is WHIO.
Can I turn on your radio?
Yes, already.
It's almost showtime.
Who's your favorite talk radio personality?
That's Todd.
He's weird.
Monday through Friday.
He's strange. 5 to 7. Sloppy.
I mean, he sounds perfect.
He's dreamy.
What do you say? Let's get it going.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Now listen up, y'all. I got a story to tell about a radio show that'll ring your bell. In Dayton, Ohio, I'm bringing the flow on the Evening Edge. WHIO. When you're in your car, coming home from work, and you're feeling like you need a little perk, tune me in and I'll ease your mind. A shot of fun will help you unwind. I've got stories and parodies. A darn good time is guaranteed. I'm rapping with callers from all around. Some sound crazy and some profound. All week long, I'm on the air, laying it down with casino flair. You never really know what you're gonna get from a cocaine bear or a giant cheesette. So if you're in Dayton or far away, the Evening Edge, a tasty entree. And that's my rap, and I'm keeping it tight. My name is Todd, and I'm dropping the mic.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7, live stream up and rolling on Facebook and YouTube. It is Wing It Wednesday, coming up after 6:30. We've got a special guest scheduled to be in the studio. His name is Roy Boomershine from the Boomershine Skills Center in Springfield, and this place is amazing. I got the flyer, and I mean, this is so cool. It's a place where kids can go and learn all kinds of skills and trades and artwork. I mean, it's just like they got sewing machines and vinyl cutters and welding and pottery wheels and t-shirt screen printing and a full woodworking I mean, that is so cool. But they're going to be here talking about that tonight on the show for Wing It Wednesday, and I'll get some wings, so that's great. Also, we've got I got to get back to her. Just before the break, we were talking to Taylor in St. Mary's, and she was talking about, she was getting ready to talk about her cat watching TV, because I've got this story of people reporting that their dogs are watching and reacting strangely to the TV show Severance on Apple TV. Now, my wife and I watched that show. We've finished the second season. We love it. We can't wait for the third. but I've not noticed Lily or Luna responding or reacting to that show. So maybe tonight when I get home, I'll go back and watch a couple of reruns and do my own test, my very highly scientific test. But Taylor, she disappeared in her call. It was almost like mid-sentence, she disappeared. Now, Taylor, are you there?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Oh, I thought maybe you'd driven into the lake.
No, I have to be to work by 6:30, but yeah, I'm here.
Okay, all right. Well, continue and finish your story, Taylor. I want to hear about your cat watching TV. Now, we've had two people call in and say that their cats like watching golf.
No, mine is actually not TV, but it is the beginning scene of the original Lion King movie.
Oh.
And they could be anywhere in the house, and as soon as that Dumbo, they just come running, and they are planted until the movie begins.
Wow.
It's amazing. And
So
there are two cats, and one's actually named Luna, by the way.
Oh, really? Oh, well, that's cool. So,
Yep,
so
and
they
it's so funny.
they just hear this song, the thing at the beginning, the music that everybody recognizes, and they come running. Now, how long do they last? Do they sit there and then they get bored after?
No, they'll wait. They'll watch the whole beginning until it goes boom. And
wow.
then they might watch the mouse at the beginning, and then they just go off.
Yeah.
I tell people to do it with their cats, and they're like, "Oh my gosh!" They literally just sit and they're like mesmerized. I don't know if it's the music or the animals, or what. But
Now, let me
amazing.
ask you this: do you happen to have a like a tablet, like a computer tablet?
Yeah, I do.
So, an edgehead by the name of Kimberly, she told me on the live stream that I think it's her daughter, she said, has an app for cats on her tablet. And she can put the tablet in front of the cat. And I guess there are fish that swim around on the screen. And the cat,
oh my gosh.
And the cat can like touch the screen and get the fish.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Cats do that too, but then they'll also, if I put on cat lullaby music, they'll fall asleep laying on top of the tablet.
Wow.
The fish game though, oh my gosh, they go nuts.
I love that.
The Lion King, and they stop, and then they watch that.
That is cool. That is cool. All right, Taylor. Well, I'm glad you're
good
okay and you didn't crash your car.
I did it.
All right.
I'm going to work right now, so have a great night.
All right, you too. Rich in Brookville. Hey, Rich.
Hey, how are you, Todd?
I'm well. What's going on, brother?
I was going to tell you a quick story about a dog we had a couple decades ago when that Coach show was on.
Oh, with with Craig T. Nilsson and what was the crazy character's name?
Oh, Jerry Van Dyke.
Yes, yeah, the coach. He was like the assistant coach.
Right.
Yeah, he was great.
So the theme song for that show was supposed to be the fight song for the Minnesota State Screaming Eagles.
Yeah.
And we had this little terrier mixed dog, kind of looked like a miniature golden retriever. And I'd always get him underneath the front legs and dance him up and down on his back feet while that song was on. Now, you have to picture his face. He looked a little stressed, like he was tolerating it at best. Okay.
Right. Sure.
But we would do that week after week. Well, one week I was distracted and I forgot. And that song came on. And like a Pavlov's dog, he rockets over to me and sits down like, I know we're going to do this.
It's dancing time. It's dancing time. That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, thank you, Rich. I appreciate that.
Sure. Good talking to you.
Good. Have a good one. That line's open 937-457-1290. You know, you hear this phrase a lot of the times. When you hear something in the news that seems a little negative or a little sketch, and you go, oh, it's the sign of the times. The sign of the times. Things just aren't like they used to be. I saw a commercial today for the game Monopoly, right? So Monopoly is like an American tradition, 100%. I would bet that if there was one board game, with the exception of maybe like checkers, Monopoly is probably the board game that almost everybody has played, maybe at least once, right? Very, very popular. It's been that way for decades and decades. And it's a pretty, I don't want to say it's a wholesome game, right? It's Monopoly. And it's all about beating your competitor and getting all the money. And okay, fine. But, there are rules to the game that you have to follow. There's no cheating, right? And that always happens. That was a big deal. It's like you'd play and then somebody would cheat and then you'd get mad and then the board would get tossed up in the air and, that whole thing. Well, things have changed with Monopoly. The commercial I saw today, and maybe some of you know this, maybe some of you are hardcore Monopoly players, or would those be called monopolists? I'm not sure. There is something now called the Monopoly Expansion Pack. And this is a game, or this is an expansion pack that you can play while you're playing Monopoly that does a couple of things. There's different expansion packs. Follow me on this. One, you can play the game in half the amount of time. They say you can play Monopoly, the family board game, in about 40 minutes because of the way this expansion pack works. Now, I haven't played Monopoly in a long time, and I don't know much about the expansion packs, but this is what caught my attention. There is one called the Monopoly Go to Jail expansion. All right. Now, we all know, if you played Monopoly, if you land on a certain, space, or you draw a certain card, go to jail, go to jail, go to jail, and you lose a turn. This one will send you to jail, but with this expansion pack, you can actually bribe jail guards. You can actually break out of jail. You can actually pay off the guards. Somehow, some way in this game, you can now, essentially, it's not cheating because it's part of the game, but now you can be underhanded. You can play dirty. You can bribe the guards. There's also an aspect of it. It's called sending your opponents to super jail. So not only can you send your opponents to jail, it's super jail. And it costs them even more to get out. And it's like playing with corruption. Isn't that crazy? I find that crazy. That game, they've turned it into that. So I don't know. Maybe somebody's played with the Go to Jail expansion and can shed more light on this. But it allows you to pull off daring escapes and heists. Wow. I guess you could probably steal from the all the different properties and the what are the railroad tracks and the utilities, the whole deal. Man, Monopoly's gone down a dark path, that's for sure.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper. It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
All right, folks, I'll be right back. I got to go get my guests. All right.
Local cops need your help in finding two thieves. We'll have that for you at 6:30. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
And now for our devoted listeners, back to the show.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook and YouTube. You know, I've never done stand-up comedy. I've done improv before, but I've never been, you know, up on a stage doing stand-up. Like Larry Hanskin from Miami Valley's Morning News. He's done that before, right? I can't imagine being on stage, trying to do your routine, and you're looking out at the audience and you're just not getting any reaction at all. That's why I like radio, because no matter what I say or do, I can't see your reaction. You may roll your eyes. You may say, this guy sucks. I don't know. I don't see. Candidly, I don't care. But there is a comedy club in London that is taking some steps to try to, I guess, do away with what they call reactionless faces. Now, I thought this was fake, but it's actually apparently true. This is a comedy club called the Top Secret Comedy Club. It's in London. And they made an announcement this last week that audience members who have facial Botox could be turned away at the door, because comedians have been complaining about that it's challenging to perform in front of reactionless faces. So think about that for a second. You've got Botox. You can't really smile or laugh maybe as much as you used to. I don't know. I've never had Botox. Though I have a friend that had Botox. And I will say that when I saw his face, I could kind of see what they're talking about. I can say that because he lives in Europe. But and doesn't listen. But I can understand that. And they're actually saying that, and this is what the owner says, that when somebody comes up, if it appears as though they have a lot of Botox, he's going to give them a reaction test. And if they don't laugh, and it doesn't look like they're laughing enough because of the Botox, they're out of there. So we'll see how that goes. They say performing to an audience with frozen faces is incredibly tough. Okay, well, we'll see what happens. 937-457-1290. Tim in Dayton. What's up, Tim?
What's up, buddy? I got an update for you on them potholes.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get hang on. We need the Evening Edge Pothole Patrol. So you called yesterday, and this was a great story. You got pulled over like at 1 o'clock in the morning by cops, and was it Huber?
Yes, sir.
Huber Heights, because they said that you were swerving, you crossed the middle line, but in fact you were trying to avoid potholes.
Yeah, big ones.
Big ones. And you sent me pictures after the show, and they were pretty big. I think you said one was about a half foot deep and like 13 inches wide.
Yep. And on the way to work today, I noticed they are all patched.
They're all patched?
All patched.
Now, see, this is what I'm saying. The strength of the edge heads and in the pothole patrol. So that's awesome. Every single one right there in that space where you were pulled over.
Yep, there's 5 different ones that are patched. Here in a little bit, I'll get some pictures I'll send to you. But yeah, 24 hours, boom.
24 hours. Somebody at the Huber Heights street department must have been listening to the show and said, hey, we need to go take care of that right now. Well, that's awesome. We'll see that. There you go, Tim. Thank you. I'm going to give you all the credit for that. The power of the pothole patrol.
Gotcha.
All right. Thanks. See ya. There you go. Well, it's Wing It Wednesday, and we've got some guests here in the studio we're going to talk to here shortly. We've got Dwayne and Roy, and they're from the Boomershine Skill Center in Springfield, and they brought some wings, and these smell great, from Buckeye Barn. But we're going to find out all about the Boomershine Skill Center coming up.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper. It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Good cheer and call me.
Call me now.
Call me. He's laughing at us right on the radio.
Least we can do is get him on the radio and talk to him.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Just kind of wing it and see where the moment takes us.
Yeah, I think we should probably just wing it.
If you go in there, you're going to have to wing it.
Sometimes you just gotta wing it, right?
Or we could just wing it.
Go ahead and wing it. So we're just gonna wing it?
You know, I think I'm just going to wing it.
Just wing it.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook and YouTube, and it is Wing It Wednesday. We've got a couple of gentlemen here from the Roger E. Boomershine Skill Center. And this is in Springfield, and I never heard of this. And then Roy, who we're going to talk to here in a second, along with Dwayne. But Roy contacted me and said, hey, we listened to the show. I've got this Boomershine Skill Center. Roy, that's your last name, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
Roy Boomershine. Love that name, by the way. That's a great radio name. Boomershine in the morning. But he contacted me and said, hey, can we be on Wing It Wednesday? And I said, sure. All you got to do is bring me some wings. And they brought me some great-looking wings from Buckeye Barn. It smells wonderful. They're on Upper Valley Pike, so a little shout-out for them. Dwayne says he goes mostly there for pizza. They got good pizza there?
Yes.
Yeah. Get a little closer to the mic there, Dwayne. Don't be afraid. So we've got Roy and Dwayne here. Now, this is interesting. Last night on the show, it was National Worship Your Tools Day. And we were talking about tools, like different types of tools, and how many kids today who are coming out of school don't really have those skills of using tools like maybe I did, or Dwayne, you did, or Roy, certainly you, because you said you were a
high school shop teacher.
Yes, because they don't teach those classes anymore. They don't teach the shop. They don't teach the woodworking. They don't teach, like I took drafting. I took drafting class in junior high. They don't teach that stuff anymore. And so now, all of those skills are left for people to learn on their own. Hopefully the parents will teach them, but a lot of the parents don't know. So you've got this skill center, the Boomershine Skill Center. It's located on East Main Street. And Roy, just give us kind of an overview of everything that you offer, because you've got, there's dozens of things on here. This is crazy. And how cool.
Yeah. Well, we've made a collection of things over the years. The main thing that I've been working with is the wood shop.
Okay.
And I've been working with guys from developmental disabilities for the last few years, and I do mostly wood shop projects with them. But we also have the printing area for t-shirts, sublimation printing. We got a vinyl cutter. My wife has a big sewing area where she's got an industrial sewing machine, several small sewing machines.
Yeah.
We got in a 15 needle embroidery machine back about a year ago, and I've been learning to do that the last couple months. And then along with the wood shop, I've got a small laser and a small CNC machine.
Okay.
We've got a couple pottery wheels in, some couple 3D printers that we really don't know too much about, so we've got to learn that along with somebody.
Now see, I'm interested in 3D printers. Yep. That's pretty cool.
And then we've got the welding area where we've got a small MIG-TIG welder, and this is a plasma cutter, and a couple things. And like, I don't know the welding, I don't know that part of it, but one of our board members, he's retired Air Force, and he knows that stuff.
Okay. So you basically have set up this center, the skill center, where people of all ages, or is it primarily like teenagers, youth, or it could be
all
anybody?
Ages. That's what it's for, yeah.
So anybody who has an interest in any of those things that you mentioned can contact you and come in and say, hey, I have some interest in learning how to weld and or do pottery, or any number of those things. It's right there. It's right there for them to use. New skills that could help them in a job even, for sure. So let me ask a little bit of history. When did you open up the Boomershine Skills Center?
Well, we've had the building since April 2018. It took us about a year to get set up. So 2019, we kind of got started. I needed something to pay the bills with.
Right.
So I got hooked up with developmental disabilities, and I've been working with some guys from there. COVID came along, kind of shut everything down.
Yeah.
But my wife and I just kept going into the shop, and the way it was set up,
right,
it didn't really hurt us too much. But then when things cleared up again, we got going again. Then we hooked up with Dwayne, and he was interested in maker spaces. So we've kind of been moving that way and wanting to open it up so that we can get more people from the community coming in to use the stuff.
Now, Dwayne, what is your background? And I think you off the air, you said you started work with them back in like 2019. So they'd maybe only been doing this for about a year, and then you hopped on board. What's your background? What do you bring to the table?
So I did take shop class in high school. So I did woodworking, metalworking, drafting,
right,
all those things. But also my career path was electronics and now cybersecurity.
Okay.
Which I'm still working, and then nearing retirement, so I can devote more time to just promoting the skill center and just playing around. I think it's the coolest thing. We've got a couple of volunteers, but I think the more people that find out about it, who wouldn't want to volunteer there?
Well, the thing that's interesting to me is that, if you have some sort of skill, sort of in that area that you've mentioned, and, maybe you don't have the wherewithal to make it happen, whether it's equipment or whether it's space. I mean, not only can you come in and work on your art and your skills, but you can come in and teach other people, whether they be just young people, teenagers, or folks who are developmentally challenged, or whatever it might be, or adults, adults who maybe retired folks who are looking for something to do. They don't want to just sit in front of the TV all day. They can come in. And the first thing I saw on here, offering periodic classes on introduction to the art of bonsai.
As me, the interest that he had in it, but it worked out. He liked it.
So how do you, if you're interested in coming to this, how does it work? Because you mentioned worker spaces, and I've never heard that term before, or maker space, excuse me. Exactly what is that, and how does that work, and how does it relate to the Boomershine Skill Center?
Okay, a maker space works sort of like a gym membership.
Okay,
where for a certain fee, people come in and they're able to use facilities. And then also along with their membership, they would get a discount on any classes that we were having, something like that. I've done a couple classes in the wood shop for making pens on the wood lathe, or making cutting boards.
Right.
And then, like we had the bonsai one. We've done several things. Right now, what I'd like to find is somebody that's into leather work that would want to do some simple leather projects. And if we find somebody like that, we'll help promote it. And they can set their own fees and whatnot. We're not looking to make a lot on it. We'll take a little bit, to cover our expenses, but just somebody that has a particular thing. We had a girl that did, they did a painting on the backside of glass, and then they had a image on the front, and it turned out pretty neat. They did little butterflies, I think it was butterflies or birds. I can't remember what it was, but if somebody's got a skill and they want to try it, talk to us and we'll see what we can work out for you putting together a class to do it.
So besides working with developmentally challenged folks, you said you've been working on some projects with them. What are some of the other nonprofit groups in the Springfield area that you guys have partnered with to work and support?
Well, right now, and last year, we had a 12-week period with the Springfield City Youth Mission, and they've got, last year we had about 12 kids. It's narrowed down a little bit this year. I think we've got maybe 8. And they're from a challenged area, Springfield. They don't have a lot of opportunities. And so Springfield City Youth Mission has brought these kids in, And so we're basically offering our space up, our tools, our equipment, and we provide instruction. Roy teaches woodworking. Carla teaches sewing. We have Bruce Grimes from Yellow Springs. He's our potter.
Oh,
so
okay.
He teaches the kids pottery skills and clay.
Interesting. You know, a good challenge would be, and there's a great edgehead by the name of Tammy. She's called the show before. I've talked about her. She's in the process right now of making an evening edge with Todd bobblehead, and she's doing it with pottery and the whole deal. It's pretty cool. I've seen it in person. It's kind of neat. That would be a neat project for them to do.
Could be.
What are some of the other kind of big projects that the people have worked on? I mean, something that would just be like jaw dropping.
Well, right now he's got a table going that it was a big slab they brought in, and they poured the epoxy in it for doing the epoxy table. And then they took it out to a place in New Carlisle and had them surface it down because it's too big for our sander. But
is this one of those deals where they bring in slabs of wood and they kind of fit them together?
It's a live edge slab.
Okay, and then you put it in a frame and then you pour the epoxy in. Or
yes,
I watched a YouTube video about something like that not long ago, and those tables are not cheap.
No.
If you have an artist like yourself who goes and does something like that, I mean, this guy was charging like 20 grand for a table.
Yeah, there's a guy I watch
Holy
on YouTube.
Cow.
He's 30 grand for a table.
That is amazing.
So we're doing this as a project. I go to Fellowship Church in Springfield. And so my pastor, they've got a special memorial discipleship library, and that's what we're building that for. So
cool. So it'll
in
be
the
there
church.
for decades to come.
Yes.
That's awesome. So just looking here, it says tools and work areas that you have: the full woodworking shop, a CNC router. I know you went through some of these, but we have people that come in at different times listening to the show. Laser cutter and engraver, t-shirt and cut printing, the sublimation. That's very, very popular.
Yeah.
My wife has one of those crickets.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? Oh yeah. T-shirt screen printing. Now that is a skill in itself. It's one thing to do the cricket with the vinyl cut and putting it, but screen printing is a whole different deal. That's interesting to watch. Pottery
There's a young
wheels.
lady from Springfield actually who Carla ran into, and she was going to buy the huge screen printing element. And she Carla talked her into coming. Roy taught her how to do it, and so she's doing her screen printing business at the
Right there.
Skill Center. So
Right there.
We want to encourage entrepreneurial endeavors.
Yeah.
Along with just learning hands-on skills and tools.
But what's neat is that when these people do come in, if they do have sort of an idea to start a business, and then like in this case, this person who's doing the t-shirt screening, that while she's there, I'm sure she's interacting with other folks that are there to sort of maybe share her skills with them as well and get them interested.
Right. Yeah. We'd like to have it be a community effort.
Cool. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to be back. We're talking to Roy Boomershine and Dwayne. What's your last name?
Matthews.
Dwayne Matthews, not Dave Matthews, but Dwayne Matthews from the Boomershine Skill Center here on Wing It Wednesday.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper.
It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO. Hill. All news, all the time.
Spring-like temperatures continue this week. We'll have the latest at 7 o'clock. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst at 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
You ain't going to want to miss this.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Just kind of wing it and see where the moment takes us.
Yeah, I think we should probably just wing it.
If you go in there, you're going to have to wing it.
Sometimes you just gotta wing it, right?
Or we could just wing it.
Go ahead and wing it.
So we're just going to wing it?
I think I'm just going to wing it.
Just wing it.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. It is Wing It Wednesday, and we've got Dwayne and Roy from the Boomershine Skills Center up in Springfield. We've been talking about all the great opportunities they have for people of all ages. If you're looking for a new hobby or a new skill, whether it be woodworking or working with routers or laser cutting or welding, or just, you'll have to check out their website. Where can they go to find more details there, Roy?
Well, I wish we had a website.
Oh,
that's one of the things we're working at. We have a Facebook page.
Oh, well, that's good enough.
That I don't post to enough that people at least could get a hold of us through it.
Okay, yeah. So just go to Facebook, and I'll tell you what, I think I like the page, so I will share it on my Facebook page, and people that want to get details on it, they can do so. So, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in tonight. I appreciate it. And best of luck. The Roger E. Boomershine Skills Center. It's at 411 East Main Street in Springfield. And it's cool if I give out the number, right?
That's right.
937-505-0460. That's the local number. Give them a call if you're interested. Check out the website or check out the Facebook page, and you can see some of the great stuff. All kinds of art projects and pottery, welding, like I mentioned, wood cutting and woodworking, the whole deal. Looks like a great deal. So, guys, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Thanks.
Have a terrific evening, folks, and I'll be back tomorrow just after 5. Don't forget, you can get the podcast of this show at eveningedgetodd.com or all of your other favorite podcast platforms. Have a great Wednesday. Enjoy the weather. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Adios, cowboy.
I'm saying it's over.
I'm afraid that's all there is, my friend.
Mediocre evening.
Could have been worse.
That's it. Show's over. Well, that was exhausting.
No more fun, no refunds.
Good night, Todd.
All right, everybody on the live stream, thank you for watching tonight, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. See ya.